Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's Speaker Chat. Today, I'm really excited to have WSA Premier member Deborah Hoffman, or Debbie Hoffman, as she likes to go by as well. So excited to have you here today.
Thank you, Tracy. It's so wonderful to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, you're very welcome. I know that we did some training with you well, it's probably like 3 or 4 months ago
Yeah.
now, and I got so much out of it. And I thought it would just be a great opportunity to be able to sort of feature some of the information that you shared then in maybe a little bit shorter form and more of a conversational type of option today.
Awesome.
So what I would like to do first of all is to just read your bio. So if people missed the training before, haven't had a chance to sort of know what your expertise is and what you've done, I want to share that with them.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So Debbie Hoffman is a follow-up expert and founder of the training company Power Up Your Follow-Up. She works closely with relationship-driven business owners, coaches, and speakers who don't have a reliable follow-up system in place, and potential clients are slipping through the cracks. She helps them create a step-by-step blueprint for their business so they can convert more prospects into clients without being salesy. Debbie was a successful investment banker for 20 years with experience as managing director for Wall Street firms. Her organizational skills and an extraordinary ability to connect with people have also been instrumental to her success. Debbie has an extensive experience as a network marketing entrepreneur as well, having built an international team of several thousand consultants. To date, her proven follow-up system has generated over $25 billion in sales. She's also a best-selling author and has a new book highlighting her proven follow-up system, and it's due out later this year. That's exciting.
Thank you. I'm excited. It might be 2020. We'll see. Running a little behind.
That's pretty normal to have sort of that initial date, and then sometimes you just keep wanting to add more and more to it too. So I find that's usually what happens with it. So I'm really excited to get started. But what I wanted to first do is we're broadcasting live on Facebook, and I want to invite people to kind of put their questions in. Debbie, you might have something that all of a sudden you go, okay, let's just, ask a question and see, let's start with this. Let's have whoever is looking right now, and even if you're coming back after and you're watching this as a replay, we would love for you to still go ahead and play along, because we'll come back in and watch and add the comments afterwards. So how many of you think you need some additional support or ideas on how to optimize your follow-up? Give me a yes, because I know I do. So I'll be putting my yes in there later. So let's get started with some of the questions. So why are you so passionate about helping speakers with their follow-up?
Well, Tracy, what I'm seeing a lot is that speakers spend so much time and energy creating their talk, their signature talk, and then they spend all this time getting speaking gigs and reaching out to, speaker coordinators and actually getting the gig. And then they get dressed up, they put their makeup on, and they drive there or they fly there. And then they speak, and hopefully they're awesome. And then there's no follow-up. And so unless somebody signs up there for whatever they offered, nothing really seems to be happening after that. And that just breaks my heart, because there are these people in the audience who really need what you have to offer, but they might not have been ready to make a decision in that moment. So when you follow up with them after the speaking gig, that's where all the magic happens. And can I share a story about this? That's really,
Yes.
It's a really powerful story. So years ago, when I first started speaking, I was one of, I think there was like 5 or 6 of us at a 2-day event. We each had 20 or 30 minutes to speak, and we all were able to make a $497 offer for a program. And I actually had, I think it was 8 people sign up at that weekend for my program. But then I kept following up, because I had conversations with people at the weekend event, and they had expressed interest. So I continued to follow up. And 6 months later, I was still signing up folks for my program and sending an affiliate fee to the organizer of the event. And she's like, Debbie, nobody is following up. Like, nobody is continuing to send me, PayPal checks. Like, no one's doing this. And I was the one that had the most people sign up total for my program out of all the speakers. And I hear this over and over and over again, that people are just, they're showing up, they're doing their thing, they're leaving, and then nothing happens after that. So it breaks my heart to see that, because people need what we all have to offer. So whatever it is that you offer, people need it. It's your gift. You're becoming the best kept secret if you don't keep following up with people. And I feel we have an obligation to follow up and let people know how we can support them. And it's up to them if it's a yes or a no, but we need to know that we've done our job.
And I love what you said about it being, it's up to them whether it's a yes or no. If you don't ask the question or give them something to respond to, then
it's a no.
It's a no, right? It's one of those things that a lot of people don't think of. And you're right. It takes a lot to go out and to speak. And there's so many things that happen prior to your, let's say 20 to 90-minute presentation, and then to walk away from it and not do anything else and expect things to happen. It's, then that a lot of people do that. It's you sort of get into the, okay, I got the speaking done, I got the gig, I'm there, but you want to continue. You want those referrals, you want other opportunities where you can be in front of that audience that needs you.
Only a small part of, only a small part of the audience is going to make a decision there. And then some people need to be nurtured. They need more information. They need to get to know you better. And the other thing too, Tracy, that I see is people are spending so much time and energy and resources creating these beautiful websites, and they're creating their programs or packages, whatever they're offering. They're doing all these social media ads and Facebook ads. And again, all this money is being put out, and then there's no follow-up. So all of that time and effort and energy is going down the drain. So it's the same thing as the speaking gigs. And that's it just kills me to see that. I know it's just that people don't know what they don't know when it comes to follow-up. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Well, I'm so glad that you are, because like I said, with the training that you gave us, it's all these things that you don't really think about. And it's not that it's difficult to do. It's just being able to have that plan, to know what you should be doing. And that's what you're going to be kind of sharing with us as we kind of go through this interview today.
I love that you said that, because it's not rocket science. And I use this analogy about those old-fashioned radios that had dials. Do you remember those?
Yes.
And when you're just a teeny bit off, it was staticky, and all you needed to do was move it like a squinteenth of an inch and it would be a clear signal. Well, it's like that with follow-up and the sales process. It's like, we don't know what we don't know. And once you have the tools, it's not that difficult. It's not like hard. It becomes easier when you know what to do and when you know what to say. So I love that you said that. It's so true.
So, I think I probably know the answer to this question, but what inspired you to start your business?
Well, what inspired me, I'll share the Reader's Digest version, is that I was working on Wall Street. I was very successful there. I retired early to be home with my family. And I wanted to make more of a difference as an entrepreneur. Like, working on Wall Street wasn't very fulfilling. It was great money-wise, but it didn't fill my heart. And so I retired thinking that everything was going to be fine. And then we went through foreclosure and bankruptcy because my husband was a builder and we had all these properties. And when the market crashed, we lost everything. And so it was a disastrous time for me. But during that time, I was at an event and I was representing these products, these wellness products at the time. And this woman was very interested and she asked me to follow up with her, which I did for 14 months. And it's not easy to follow up with somebody for 14 months. Finally, she became a customer. And one day she just said to me, Debbie, you are amazing at follow-up. I struggle with this. People really struggle with this. No one follows up with me the way you do. You've got to do something with this. And Tracy, I thought she was crazy. Like, I had no idea what she was talking about. I didn't think I was doing anything special. I had no idea people were struggling with this. And sometimes, like, I think we all have a gift. We all have something that we do that we take for granted because we do it so naturally, right?
Yes.
And it sometimes takes somebody else outside of us to make us aware of it. And that's what this woman did for me. And out of that inspiration and her encouragement, I launched this business. And it would never have happened if it wasn't for her. And now I've been able to help hundreds of speakers and coaches and entrepreneurs to, you know, power up their follow-up and make the difference that they're here to make. So it's just, and the thing is that I realized, when you have a follow-up system in place, no matter what's happening in your life, you can always tap back into it. And that's what happened for me when I was ready to go back to work after I got through the depression and being a victim for so long. I just tapped back into my system and I rebuilt from 0 to 6 figures in 14 months.
Wow.
So it's possible for everyone to be able to do this. And so that was my journey. I wasn't looking to start a new business. I really wasn't, but I'm so glad that this all happened the way it did, because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is why I'm on this planet. You know, this is my genius, and people are struggling with it. This is like the weakest link for most people in their business.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also love what you're saying about, you know, sometimes we don't see what we just do as a natural, right? You're not overthinking it. You're just like, hey, this works. And people are struggling with it because that isn't where their genius is. Their genius is in some other aspects of their business. And ultimately everybody wants to be providing that information to people that's actually going to help them and so forth. But they don't think about the fact that they actually have to do different steps along the way to make that happen, right?
Right.
It's about that, you know, that whole idea of planning and really just knowing. I love the fact that you said you could tap back into it afterwards. So if you have something structured, you know what to do next. It doesn't matter how long you're away from it. You just go back in there and start again without rebuilding the wheel.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's great. I'm just going to take a look over here. I see, just a second here. Got to pull up the right thing.
Hopefully you're all typing some questions, please. I love questions, love to answer them. In the meantime, I'd love you to type in what your biggest challenge is with follow-up. What's your biggest challenge with follow-up? What is it that gets in your way? What stops you?
Perfect. Those are great. That's great questions. And I want to give a shout out here to Cheryl Meyer and Fidelia Muniz. She says, power up. And Cheryl says seminar in response to your recent question. So what is it that you, I guess, following up from seminars would probably be part of it, is what I'm thinking. Let's see. Fidela says, thank you for this about follow-up. I actually just wrote this down as a need to do consistently. So this is the perfect day. We're so happy that you found us. So definitely just keep, add those questions that you have into the comments here. And now that I've got it up and I can see it, we'll come back and read some of the responses. So what is really, what's your sticking point right now with follow-up? What's stopping you? I know for myself, as I love conversing like this. I'd much rather get on a Zoom call than I would picking up the phone. So that is, maybe one of my sticking points. So please go ahead and share what you have as far as a sticking point, and we will maybe go on to the next question and then come on back.
Sounds good.
All right. So what do you find are the biggest challenges that you see speakers struggling with the most?
So there's like 4 key areas that I see speakers struggle with the most. And one is around preparation, that I hear from a lot of speakers that they kind of wing it a lot. They don't have things prepared and planned in advance. The second area is systems. Like they're not organized. They don't have a system to keep track of all their contacts or their new clients. They don't have the step-by-step system. So they don't have the technology, and they don't know what to do with the technology. The third area that I see people struggle with a lot are the limiting beliefs that come up that stop people. So I hear all the time that people have fears, they make up stories, they just have limiting beliefs that stop them. And then the fourth area that is like one of the biggest leaks, I call it, in people's follow-up system, is that they're not consistently asking for referrals. And we're sitting on a gold mine with our clients who we've provided great service to. But most people, when I speak, I always ask this question: Raise your hand if you consistently ask your clients for referrals and hardly anyone's hand goes up. Maybe one, maybe two at the most. So those are the 4 key areas that people struggle with the most.
So those of you that are watching us right now, I would love to know, are you consistently asking for referrals? Because I know that I'm not, so that's going to be like my June challenge, and maybe everybody's going to join me in this June challenge of
That's
making
great.
sure you ask for referrals, and then you can come back into this this Facebook Live and let us know how you're doing and check in. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I would love that. And I'm going to be checking in periodically to see what the questions are and comments. So I'll be in there.
That's awesome. So you and I were talking before we started today, and I know you have a fabulous tool that can help our members sort of assess where they are with their follow-up skills. Do you want to fill us in a little bit on that?
I would love to, Tracy. So I've created this tool. It's a 10-minute assessment that you take to see, it will help you to see where your strengths are with follow-up, like where you're really rocking it, and then what areas might need some, I call it TLC, some tender loving care, some attention put that way. And it's an enlightening experience. It takes about 10 minutes to do. And afterwards, you'll have a really good idea of where you need to, focus to improve your results and grow your business, get more clients and grow your business and make more money.
Wonderful. So maybe what we will do is we'll put the link into the comments area. Do you want to just maybe let people know? Yeah, please.
Sure. So just go to www.powerupbizquiz.com. So it's powerupbizquiz.com. And just to let you know, once you take this quiz, you'll be entered into my mailing list for my video tips I send out every Friday and whatever else is going on. So if you don't want to receive ongoing emails, you can either unsubscribe, or I believe when you go in to take the quiz, there's a little box you have to check to say that you want to receive ongoing emails. So you have that option, but I'd love you to take the quiz. It's going to be a real eye-opener for you, very enlightening.
Perfect. Yeah, those quizzes, it's always interesting because the way you answer the questions, you don't really know what the overall result is going to be until the end. And then you're like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So this is what's missing. This is what's been missing. This is why I'm not getting a lot of clients to say yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, and part of it, like you said, is just asking, it's, having that plan in place, being organized, being consistent, and asking.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Definitely.
So when you're talking about being organized, Debbie, having systems is important to have in place. Can you tell us more what that looks like for you?
Sure. So I mentioned it just a teeny bit, but I want to go into it more deeply. So one of the key areas that people are falling short and really struggling with is using their time efficiently. And I hear from people, they have business cards scattered all over their desks. They have like notepads with people's names and phone numbers. And when they want to find the contact information for somebody, they can't find it. So the first step, the most important first step to take to be really organized and efficient in your business is to get the technology in place to keep track of all your contacts. And it's called a CRM, a customer relationship management system. And I love the name because it tells you what it's all about. It's about customer relationships, because that's what follow-up is all about. My whole philosophy about follow-up is it's all about building relationships and providing value every step of the way. So if you don't have a CRM, I highly recommend you go to my website, powerupyourfollowup.com. I have a resources tab, and you can click on it, and there's a few CRMs that I vetted that I recommend, and you can get a free trial and see if it works for you. It's not one size fits all. I can't just carte blanche answer the question, what CRM should I use? Because I need to find out what people are going to use it for. But that is the first step, and you can keep notes in there. You can set reminders for the next step. So if you leave someone a message or you send an email, you set a reminder for 2-3 days later, and it pops up and reminds you, or some of them even send you an email reminder or a text reminder. But that way, potential clients won't be slipping through the cracks. So if you don't have a system and you have all these cards, or you've got your contacts in an Excel spreadsheet, you just can't work efficiently and effectively. And with the CRM, you can add scripts and templates, like everything is in there. So whenever you send an email out more than once, you want to create a template. And then it's in there, and you just go to your contact and you click on the email icon, and then the templates come up. You choose your template and it's off, like in minutes, like instead of having to find something and recreate it from scratch. So there's so much I could talk about regarding the CRM, but just really, if you don't have a CRM right now, please get one. And then the second part is knowing what to do at every step of the process, like how often to contact somebody, what's appropriate, what's too much, within what time frame, like what are the best methods of communication? What do I say when I call each time? I don't want to keep leaving the same message, so what do I say? So that's the follow-up system. That's where I come in. That's the part that I help my clients with, so that they know how to maximize the benefit of the CRM. Because you could have the most sophisticated CRM in the world, but if you don't know what to do with it, you're not going to benefit as much. So though, when I say system, I mean those two parts.
Right. And when you're working with your clients, you're structuring it based on, who they're trying to attract, what their goals are, and so forth, and helping to choose the best, follow-up system for them.
Definitely. It's very personalized because everyone has a different business. They deal with different potential, ideal clients. So it's going to be very personalized for each client, for sure.
No, that's perfect. I mean, that's the way it should be, right? There's no way that you can have sort of a focused effort to your niche audience if you don't have a plan like this in place.
Yeah, because people ask me all the time, how long should I follow up? When should I stop? What do I say each time? So I'm really, like, I provide my clients like 60 templates and scripts for almost every scenario you could possibly think of. And I'm continually coming up with new ones and adding it, to the membership portal, because there's always new things that come up, like, oh, time for a template,
Yeah.
And it's with me too. If I send an email out more than once, it's like, okay, time for me to create a template. And then I share it with my clients. So I would love your listeners to just, chat in if you're using a CRM. So if you're using a CRM, just say, yes, I'm using a CRM. And if not, please just say no. I'm just curious how many people are using one.
Yes. And I'm just taking a look at, we have some comments here. Someone, Shauna was saying that she can definitely improve here for sure. Cheryl says she doesn't really have, I don't know if she not have a CRM, but she says that's one of the reasons she tuned in was that she really wants to hone her follow-up system. Oh, there you go. Nope. And Sherry Darden says, nope, not at this time. She doesn't have one. And Mel says, yes, what CRM do you use, please?
Okay, I'll answer that.
Yeah. And then Cheryl says she puts everything in Outlook right now.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, the Outlook thing is just it's not efficient. My clients, and some of them are come to me kicking and screaming, but I just say, please trust me. And they do. And they just fall in love with how easy their business becomes. Because when you have everything in one place, you're not looking all over for things. And being able to get these reminders set so that you won't forget, because the more people you have going through what I call your discovery process, the harder it is to keep everything in your head. You just can't do it. So I have reminders coming up from 6 months ago where someone said, I'm not ready for your mastery group program right now. I'd like to go into your next one. Call me. And so I put it in my calendar. It pops up, call Cheryl, and there I call her. And people are coming into the program now. If I hadn't set that reminder, there's no way I would have remembered to do that.
Yeah.
So to answer the question about what CRM I use, I don't recommend people use the CRM that I use because it's too complicated. But I use Infusionsoft, and it's got a CRM and it's got an email marketing system. So some people think when they're using MailChimp or Aweber that that's their CRM. It's not. That's your email marketing system. That's where you send out, emails to groups of people. But with a CRM, it's about following up with people one at a time. And so I do not recommend people use CRM and use Infusionsoft unless they have a really robust business and they're doing lots of programs and launches and webinars, and they need to be able to segregate all the different emails for the different types of people. But for a basic, starter email, if someone's CRM, just if someone's really just wanting to get organized, there's one in the resources tab called Less Annoying CRM. It's a pretty funny name, but my clients really like it. It's easy, but it's really all dependent on what you're using it for. If you're also sending out emails to groups, then you need an email marketing system as well.
Great information. I'm seeing Mel says, yes, that's true. Thank you for reminding me to nurture my CRM. And Fidelia says, need to increase the skills of number 2 and number 4. So I'm going to go back. So having limiting beliefs and not consistently asking for referrals. You know what? And I think those are two of really big ones that probably a lot of us run into, our own limiting beliefs on what people actually need from us, and then not asking for what we want.
Yeah.
So that's good. Let's see. She said fabulous. So if we're talking about referrals. So why are referrals so important to creating a thriving business, a thriving speaking business? And why don't people ask for them consistently?
Okay, so I'm going to share some statistics that will really emphasize this point. So research shows that on average, 1 out of 20 people that you speak to will say yes to working with you. Now it varies from business to business, but that's just kind of on average. But when someone comes to you from a referral, someone's referred someone to you, your chances of converting them into a client increase by 300%. It's 1 out of 6.
Wow.
The 1 out of 6 people that are coming to you from a referral will say yes to you. So you can either talk to 20 people and get a yes, or 6, like you choose, right?
Right.
But what's happening is people are spending so much time going to networking events or going to speaking gigs and trying to bring in new clients that they forget that there are these clients that they've worked with already that love them and want to work with them. And the reason that people don't ask, I hear this over and over again, is people think, well, I've already asked them to be a client and now I'm going to ask them for referral. Like that's being too pushy. Like I'm asking for too much.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so far from the truth of what's really happening, because our clients love to refer people to us. When they found a good product or good service that they've had a great experience with, it makes them feel really good when they can refer a friend or a colleague to you and that person gets the same benefit that they did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a win-win-win. Everybody benefits from it. But there's a way to ask for referrals that's effective, and then there's a way that's not so effective. So when I work with my clients, I teach them how to ask for referrals, when is the best time to ask for them, and also how to train your clients what to say on your behalf, because people don't have time to create like an email and like start from scratch and try to figure out how to describe what you do. So one of my clients' favorite templates is this referral language template that they write out their referral language, give it to their clients or referral partners, and then their referral partners can use it as a template to send their referral language back. And they're so impressed by it. People are like, where'd you come up with this? Like, I get referrals from that referral language template, like all the time, because people love it. So it's really important to have a plan, and like I have a whole strategy, a whole follow-up system in place around asking for referrals, because it's so much easier based on those statistics to have someone say yes to you. And here's a perfect example of something that happened to me. Can I share the story?
I would love you to. Yes.
All right, great. So I was working with my accountant and he had suggested that I incorporate and create an LLC. So I asked him, do you have an attorney who you can refer to me? And he said, yes, here's this guy. I refer all my clients to him. So I was a yes before I even got on the phone with this guy. I just want to make sure that we were compatible, that he wasn't like, like energetically, personality wise, that we, gelled. And I wanted to make sure that the investment to hire him wasn't going to be ridiculous. But I was already a yes. And we got on the phone. He was great. I liked him. I said, how much? And he told me, and I signed up on the spot. So when people come to you as a referral, they're so much further along in the process than someone you just meet cold, because someone's already told them that you're great. And that person has already used you if it's a client. And so they're going to have more credibility instantly with you. So this happened to me recently. One of my clients referred someone to me and she signed up to be in my program. And even before the program started, this woman referred me to somebody else. And so when you have someone come to you as a referral, their chances of them doing business with you increase. Like they do 2.5 times more business with you, and they do business with you a lot longer than people who don't come from a referral. So it's a very, very powerful way to grow your business, and a heck of a lot easier than running around from event to event to event, trying to find new people.
And I love the fact that, it's almost like you piggyback on the relationship that they've already built with the person that they're referring to you, right? So you don't have to have those 6 to 10 touches.
Right.
You can be like, okay, they've already had the touches and therefore, 1 or 2 more and we're good to go. We're building on a relationship that's already in place, which on both sides really, right? Because your clients have a relationship with you and your clients have a relationship with the people they're referring. So it kind of makes sense that it will all come together in a lot more streamlined idea. So.
And I want to piggyback on something you just said, because I haven't shared these statistics, but you just threw it out there, that on average, it takes 5 minimum contacts for someone to say yes to doing business with you. And some experts say it can be like 8 to 15. And like you said, when someone comes to you from a referral, you're not going to need all those. It's not going to take 8 to 15. It's going to take fewer contacts with them because they've come to you already. Your credibility has already been established. So it just shortens the whole process and makes your business grow faster with less effort when you put all these things in place.
So ladies that are watching us right now, how many of you are going to start asking for referrals? Because why do we want to waste a whole bunch of time chasing after people that, potentially you got a 1 in 20 chance, you said, of them actually becoming clients? It's always great to sort of tap into that circle of influence first. I mean, obviously we want to expand and grow our business. So we will be having those opportunities where we are tapping outside of our sphere of influence, but at the same time, make sure to ask for what you want.
Exactly.
I know, it seems so easy, right?
Right. It's all about mindset shifts. Like I'm constantly shifting mindsets of my clients because they have all these limiting beliefs. Actually, I'd love to piggyback on something we just shared about with the limiting beliefs a minute ago. Is that okay?
Yes, definitely.
So the limiting beliefs piece, because I don't want to skip over this. One of the biggest limiting beliefs that I hear from people about why they don't follow up is because they're afraid of being salesy and pushy. It comes up all the time. And again, this is a mindset shift. When you're following up with people, you're actually doing the opposite. If you're letting go of your agenda when you're following up, and you're following up in service to people and seeing how you can help them and support them, you will never be salesy or pushy again. Because like I said, the follow-up is where the relationships get deep. And when you meet somebody, when you're speaking, or if you're at a networking event or wherever you are, that's just the initial contact. The relationships get built from doing the follow-up. So this is just one of those major mindset shifts that my clients go through, that they're not being salesy or pushy when they're following up. As long as they're always asking for permission at every step of the process, they're checking in to make sure the person wants to hear what they want to share, and they're providing value every time they follow up. So if you do that, you will not be salesy or pushy. So this is like one of the key things that I hear. It just stops people dead in their tracks. It's like, I don't want to follow up because I don't want to be pushy. And then again, they're the best kept secret.
And as we're going through this, and people that are watching our interview today, you've been doing that all along, asking me if you can expand a little bit more and then providing more value and more content along the way. So you are actually emulating that process throughout our interview too.
Yep, that's what I always do. And that's why my clients never feel salesy or pushy, because I teach them ways to follow up where it's always respecting the other person, always asking for permission. And again, if you have an agenda to get someone to be your client and to sell somebody something, they're going to feel it energetically. You cannot hide that. So of course, when we talk to a potential client, whether we do a discovery session or a meeting or presentation, whatever we do when we meet with someone who says, yes, I'm interested in learning more, we have to always be letting go of our attachment to the results, right? We
Mm.
want to set an intention. I'm very big on setting intention, but let go of your attachment to the results, and whatever happens, happens. And I always believe it's always perfect. You know, whatever you believe in, God, universe, spirit, whatever it is, I always feel that if someone says no, I thank God and say, okay, thank you, because for some reason that wasn't going to be the right fit.
Right.
And I trust now. So there's a lot of trust and surrender that needs to take place as well.
I love that you shared that. And I'm just taking a look at some of our ladies that have joined us here. Mel says yes. So yes, that was in response to, are you going to ask for referrals? Sherry says, yes, it makes sense. I've just got to get over my fear of asking. And Sherry, I'm with you. I've got to get over my fear of asking too. Cheryl says, someone I follow just commented that he pays for referrals. Is that a good idea?
Oh, awesome question. Whose question was that?
That was Cheryl Myers.
Hi, Cheryl. Great question. So I think if you can, you know, if you're a coach, depending on what you do, I pay referral fees. I want to incent my clients and referral partners and power, you know, JV partners, whatever you call them, power partners, to refer people to me. So, and with my clients, I tell them you can either use it as a credit towards, you know, calls with me or towards another program, or I can send you your money through PayPal, so they get to choose. But I think that is a great way to incent people to refer to you. They'll get more excited to refer people to you if you offer a referral fee. So thank you for asking that, Cheryl.
Yeah, that was a great question. And a quick hello to Ayanna Crawford. And Kenneth says great information or good information. So thanks so much, Kenneth, for joining us. Dr. Janet Bieska says, following a talk or presentation, how do you handle requests for your presentation material?
Oh, okay. So I have never done that, but you can say if someone, so if you do a PowerPoint, for instance, and they want the slides, you can just ask them to bring you their card and to say, you know, PP PowerPoint on there, or you can write it on there. So that's an easy way to do it. If you hand out it depends, at the end of your presentation, your talk, if you hand out a form for them to fill out to, you know, sign up for whatever you're offering, you can always say, you know, have a little checkbox that says, yes, please send me your presentation materials. So it just depends how you do it. When I speak now, I don't have any handouts at all anymore because I use a texting service, and it's just so easy. It streamlines my whole follow-up process. So when I get back, people who wanted my free guide, they've already got it. People who wanted to talk to me on a discovery session, they've already gotten the link. So everything's done. So that's a really fabulous tool as you get speaking a lot and you have, as you grow your business. It's just so easy. But at the beginning, I just had a form that I handed out when I was making my offer, and that can just be one of the check boxes that they want your presentation materials. Great question.
Yeah, it is a great question. I don't know whether Dr. Janet is, some people don't want to give out their presentation afterwards. And I mean, that's always your choice as well. But maybe have something available that you can send them that maybe is like the Cole's Notes version of it, so that you are still, honoring their request, but not giving away, everything that you put together, especially depending on, some people's presentations have all the information on their PowerPoints, whereas some people have a little bit of information and a lot of, filling in everything else afterwards, right? So
yeah, so if you don't want to give it out, just say, I don't provide that. So if that's what you were asking, that might have been what you were actually asking, is how do you handle those requests? No one's ever, well, maybe once I've been asked that, but if you don't want to provide it, just say it's not something I make available. It's no big deal. You just move on from that question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's your content. It's your right. You don't have to share.
Exactly.
So, yeah, perfect. So that was what she was asking.
Okay.
So that's good. Ayanna says, when you have been doing things for free or as a volunteer for years, how do you get to the point to get paid and get clients who value your services? Oh, that's probably like a question that we could spend a whole hour on as well.
Yeah, and I have a lot of questions I would need to ask to get that answer. But if you've been doing if whatever your genius is, whatever you're passionate about, you've been doing it for free, and you're ready to start charging, then you just need to start charging. And you have all these testimonials of all these people who've had results working with you in the past, and you just start doing it. There's lots of people that have started doing things, just like I know some professional organizers who just started doing it for friends, and they were just doing it for free. And someone said, you should start a business with this, right? And then they started charging. So you just start with a fee that resonates with you, that you feel easy, that you feel good saying, that you don't shake in your boots when you say, because then energetically people are going to pick up on it and they're not going to be willing to invest that with you. So you just start, you just make a decision. I am starting a business around whatever it is that your, genius is, and you just start. It's the best answer I can give you.
Exactly. And don't wait for perfection.
Do not wait for
perfect the
perfection.
way it's supposed to be, right?
Exactly. Don't worry about it. Remember, you just need to be a few steps ahead of your ideal clients, really just a few steps ahead. So whatever it is, however it is that you serve people, you've been doing it for free. People have been getting results from it. Now start charging. And then you gradually increase your rate. So every 5 or so people, this is how I did it. Every 5 or so people, the next person, I would raise my rates a bit. Mm-hmm. And I did it so that it felt good for me, and that the number has to be congruent with your beliefs about yourself. Like, right? Seriously, you have to believe in yourself and believe that you're worth it. And if you don't, then people are going to feel that. Mm-hmm. So it's having, and I love that confidence.
Yeah. But I love that incremental, because as you're building your confidence, especially, when you're starting out and you're building your confidence as you go, and you go, okay, people are getting results. I'm getting great feedback. Okay, the next people that come in, and you are changing your mindset as you are building out your business.
Exactly. When I first started, I actually sold a program before I even created it. It was kind of a game at an event, and they asked us to offer a $97 easy to say yes to offer. And this friend of mine who I shared encouraged me to grow this business, start this business. She was there with me, and I said, "What should I offer?" And she said, "Offer a 5-week teleseminar." And I was like, "I don't have a 5-week teleseminar." And she said, "Just offer it. It's just a game." It's like, okay, whatever. And 2 people at the end of the weekend gave me their credit cards. And I went, oh my God, now what do I do? So I actually sold something that I didn't even have. And then I created it and I had 22 people in my first program, just That's from awesome. Talking, to people about it. So I didn't have anything. I had nothing, and I started a business. So I had my system. I just had never taught it to people, right?
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So I'm looking at Fidelia. She says, okay, I look forward to using the skills you suggested when asking for referrals. This is perfect timing. So, right. We were talking about that timing earlier too, is that, sometimes, the information that you get may not be the information that you need at the moment, but it's going to be something you're going to need in the future. So
for sure.
So we are about to wind things up, and I know that you put together something special for our guests. Can you please share it with us?
I would love to. So, if you are like really struggling to get clients, you're not happy with where your business is, and your follow-up is one of the, the weak links, and you're looking for someone to support you on your journey, I'd love to invite you to a follow-up on your dreams discovery session. And I'm all about, like, when my dreams come true when I follow up. Like, we all have dreams, and our businesses is the way that we are fulfilling those dreams. So I'm really, because I almost gave up on my dream and went for a job when I was recovering from the bankruptcy and foreclosure. So for me, it's not a corny thing. It's like, it's really who I am, that I really believe that your dreams come true when you follow up. So it's a 60-minute session with my eyes on your business. I'm going to uncover like 3 areas where potential clients are slipping through the cracks. So you'll walk away with these areas that I see need some tender loving care. And then if it's a good fit, we'll talk about next steps and how I can support you further. So should I share the link?
Yes, definitely.
So go to, please, www.talkwithdebbie.com. And Debbie is Debbie. So www.talkwithdebbie.com. My calendar will come up. You'll have a short application to fill out. Then you can pick a convenient time. You will see that all of June is not available because I'm traveling. So in July, there are some times available that you can sign up for. So I'd love to connect with as many of you as possible and help support you. So even if you don't decide to move on working together with me, you will have a lot of value from that call. And if you've taken the quiz, then we'll go over that quiz together. We'll go over the results together. So it's a very powerful hour.
That's incredible. What an amazing gift that you're providing to our viewers. And a few of them are, thank you very much. And thank you for the info and the push to follow up. And ladies, we will actually put these links that we've talked about throughout into the comments below. That is something that I should take you up on as well. So I'll be taking a look at that, because I think it's just so important to have somebody look from the outside in and kind of help you kind of, weed out the things that you're not maybe doing as well as you could or not. So, and Kenneth says, I'm glad I found this. Have a blessed day. Mel says, awesome. We have Bricia, sorry, I hope that's right, joined us as well and says hi. So
Hello.
yeah, it's well, this has been amazing. Like I said, I loved that when we had you as one of our speaker success trainers, all the information you provided there, but this has been phenomenal. I can't wait to have people come back into this speaker chat video comments area to leave any of their comments they have along the way. We want to know how you're doing. Definitely go check out that quiz, because I think that's going to be really eye-opening. And thank you so much for offering that to everybody.
Oh, you're so welcome. And just, can I share some just closing thoughts here
I would
before
love
we
for
go?
that.
So, again, you all have a gift to share. And my mission, like my real passion, is to help you to share your gifts and get your message out in a big way so that you can make the impact you're here to make. If you're not following up and you don't have a system in place, it's going to limit the impact that you're making, because somebody out there is struggling and somebody out there can really benefit from what you're offering. And if you don't have this system in place and you're not following up with them, they're going to continue to struggle and suffer with whatever their issues are. And so, like, I really feel that we have, as entrepreneurs, as speakers, as coaches, we have a moral obligation to share our gifts with people. And again, like I said earlier, then it's up to them to decide. But we know we've done our job. So this is critical. And it is, as I've spoken to hundreds of entrepreneurs, this is the area of their business where most people are struggling. And so it's my joy and honor and passion. Obviously, I'm so passionate about this, to help entrepreneurs to create a thriving, successful business and make it easier for them to do it so they can fulfill their dreams and spend the time with their family and loved ones and doing the things that they really enjoy, because they're working so much more efficiently and they're becoming a lot more successful. So just want to leave you with that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again for joining us. And ladies, if you're watching now and you want to learn more about Women Speakers Association, you know what? We invite you to go to joinwsa.com to find out a little bit more about us. And someone asked, yes, this is going to be living on our Facebook page, and we'll also have a blog post going out in a few weeks, but you'll be able to watch the replay once we end our live today. So if you have any questions, definitely, and both Debbie and I will check. I know that some of you may be posting in the groups, but we don't monitor that while we're actually doing the Facebook Live, only the main page. So we'll check and see if there's any questions in there, and we'll be adding the links that Debbie so wonderfully shared with us just after we get off this call.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Tracy. This was super fun. I love an interview format. It's just so relaxed. And thank you all for participating, all of you listening. I love when people comment and ask questions. So I really appreciate you guys playing full out. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a great group that's joined us today. amazing information. I keep saying amazing because it is. It's just amazing information. Everybody needs to follow up. And I love what you've shared. And I think you've really inspired these women to take the next step and ask for referrals and follow up and realize that it's not salesy when you're following up. You're just providing an opportunity for them to learn more about how you can help them. And if you go into it with how can you help, not what can I get, but how can you help others, you're always going to come away successful.
Definitely. Well said.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye for now.